just going to tell you a little bit about Collab. Even before the pandemic, quite a few years in fact, we were planning to meet the demand for co-working and incubator space in the Harrogate area. And in particular, we knew that digital tech creative businesses really have a high demand for this type of space, and that particularly that we have a corporate priority to try and support that type of business. So even now, we know that is more, having this type of space is even more important than ever, because really, who would have thought that a couple of years ago that the masses would be needing or requiring a hybrid working business model? So what is Collab? What will see upstairs is hopefully what you'll see as good quality workspace. As I say, it's intended for digital tech creative businesses and businesses really that have the intention to grow. So businesses that use the space will have all the facilities in one fixed fee, nice flexible arrangement that we've worked hard to try and make work. So that fixed fee, monthly fee, will have furniture, broadband, kitchen facilities, everything included. The flexibility to move in, but also to be able to move out, and hopefully those businesses have employed lots of people and they need to move to a bigger office. But what's going to make Collab unique is the opportunity to access the advice and guidance of the Collab community. So we use the word community quite a lot in everything that we talk about, really, because you might be a part of an established business trying to get to the next level, or you might be a startup business just trying to get off the ground. But the aim of the community is to try and help you to gain advice from experienced experts, mentors, your peers, other businesses, and that's to really try and focus on how you might raise finance, how you position your product or your service in a market, how you develop as an entrepreneur, how you recruit skilled talent, all those challenges that you might have as a digital or tech business. So right now, essentially, that means Collab is a statement of intent, really. We want to help local businesses to grow. We want to help them to employ people, and we want to see the benefit of that for our local economy. So, meaning that I don't need to speak any longer, I'm going to ask a few friends to speak and share what they think of the Collab concept. So I'm going to hand over to Chandler, who's the founder, if you didn't know. He's the founder of Harrogate Film Festival, has his own video production company, Real Film. Might not appreciate me saying last year Harrogate advertised Entrepeneur of the Year. Is that right? So someone you might know, but hopefully will give you the feel of what it's like to be a digital and creative business, and hopefully a good impression of Collab. Adam.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. Nice to see loads of familiar faces. Lots of faces I've only seen on Zoom as well, and then loads of fresh faces. So thank you, everyone, for coming. I think this is really exciting. And when Alistair asked me to come and do this, a thing came to mind straight away that I thought was really interesting. So 6 years ago, if anyone remembers when Gino's used to be Restaurant, Bar and Grill, Harrogate Council ran a roundtable upstairs, and it was all about digital and tech and creative businesses and what kind of space could come to Harrogate and the local area to help businesses. Now, at the time, I just started my business, and it was just me, and I kind of went along. And I remember it was a really good conversation, but it ended on a bit of a note where everyone was like, oh, that'll take 20 years, 25 years, it's council, innit? And I mean, look, we've been through a pandemic, that's 2 years, and 6 years later, we're here. So I think a massive round of applause to making this happen from everyone is I know when I was starting my business, I touched on it, I could have done with something like this so much. So as a young person creating a production company and a film festival, I'd have loved to get to know more local creatives and digital people and tech people who are in the space and collaborate and work. And there was just nothing. I was sat at home in my bedroom, and I was kind of going out and trying to meet people, and I've just been up there, and it's fantastic. Like, if you haven't been, after this, go. It's an amazing space. It's bright, it's airy, and it's a space that if people can get together and really work together, it's really going to boost Harrogate as well in the local area. And I think it's an amazing thing that Harrogate's got this. It's nothing like, I think, in my working life, Harrogate's ever had. So I think it's fantastic. And I'm going to introduce the speakers tonight as we go one by one. So first, we've got Sanjay Parekh, who has run and built many successful tech businesses. He's built them, he's sold them, he's now an advisor, he's a board member of Leeds Digital Festival, and I also believe Sanjay runs the Harrogate Collab podcast, so you might have heard him if you haven't met him on the podcast. So over to Sanjay.
All right, so we're going to use a bit of technology here. Okay. So thanks very much, Adam. Thanks for that intro. It's great to be involved in the Collab project. I'm really pleased to be hosting the Collab podcast. Now, having been a resident in Harrogate since 2007, and founding two quite different tech businesses in that time. One was in London and one was in Leeds. I was really excited when Alistair told me all about the Collab project and the plans for the co-working space and especially the community around that. And this idea of focusing on, particularly on the tech sector and the creative sector, and I really loved that when I was starting my businesses, when I was running them. But unfortunately, that wasn't here at the time. So, like I said, I had to either go down to London or head over to Leeds. Now, as we know, Harrogate is a fantastic place to live. It's got great schools, fantastic housing stock, lovely countryside, lovely shops, restaurants, and this ability to easily get into York, Leeds, and indeed London. So we have a prime location here. But what we've missed is somewhere where we can work flexibly and easily with other creatives, other tech founders. Now, tech folk, they do like to sit in front of their computers and they do like to whir away, and quite often they're very focused on the digital experience. But we do need that ability to collaborate, to mix with others, to exchange ideas, and to allow serendipity to happen. Some of the best ideas come from just talking to someone about your issues, about a particular problem that you have, and just sharing. As Alistair said, community is going to be central to Collab, and that's what we're trying to do with the podcast. We've got some early episodes out there, and we're trying to showcase local entrepreneurs, local tech businesses, and people that can provide services to the Collab community. Now, Collab's an ideal place for people to come and work a bit more casually. It's flexible. It's a lovely environment. Like Adam said, if you haven't been up there and you haven't seen it, then go and take a look. And it has all the ingredients for a fantastic space to work in a community of like-minded people. Now, just a little bit about the podcast. Like I said, we're trying to showcase local talent, local entrepreneurs, and service providers that can support the community. We've interviewed a finance provider, Mick Morris. Mick's over there from Compeller. He's based in Harrogate. We've interviewed the tech giant's tech buyer as well. And we've recently spoke to Peter van Zelst from the Zelst Digital Marketing Agency. So we're on the lookout for more podcast guests or service providers that can support the Collab community. So if you're interested in being interviewed, then please either contact myself or Alistair after today. Thank you.
unfortunately, Kate couldn't make it. She's stuck on a train in York or something like that. So unfortunately, she can't be here. But I'm going to introduce Mark Roberts next. So Mark is from Beerhawk, and in a a very short space of time, has gone from 0 people to 180 people. It's happened very, very quick. It's an e-commerce business, and Mark will tell you more about how he's been involved, because he's been very involved with the whole thing. So over to Mark.
Thank you, Adam, and evening, everyone. I will keep this brief, as I am the 4th speaker, and nothing says collaboration like standing behind a lantern, eh? And so yeah, I just want to introduce myself. It says e-commerce entrepreneur, which sounds very grand. I set up a beer business with a mate, and I lived in Harrogate. In fact, I live about 250 yards away from here, on Franklin Road, for those interested. We were looking for somewhere to start our business, and it was really tough. This is in 2012, and we looked at lots of different places. We ended up at a place called Hammerrain House, just by Hornbeam Park, and then ended up walking, half an hour each way to get there. And it was all right. But what made it was the collection of business owners that were there, and you could meet people over a coffee. Because when you're starting a business, not only is it hard, it's really lonely. It's really lonely. You're the founder of the business, you're sort of starting to think about this, and having a space where you can meet other people in the same situation and spend some time networking is fantastic. So, the space is great. I hope everyone has had a chance to go and see it. It's really bright. I love the Think Harrogate, branding's on the wall and everything. But this is so much more than about the space. This has to be about the people and the businesses that come there, the community, the events, the training, the access to some of the accelerator programs and the funding opportunities available through the LET and through the council, and it's got to be part of that. So I'm really looking forward to watching this develop. And I think before I hand over, I just wanted to also give a nod to Harrogate Borough Council. They have worked incredibly hard over the past few years to turn what started off as an idea in conversation, as Adam said, into something that's quite cool and is a reality. And I really hope that businesses and people will embrace this and start to grow really exciting businesses here. And if that's the start of what tonight is, then that's brilliant. So thank you, and I think I'll pass to Wallace or Adam. Adam. Thank you.
You could have passed to Wallace, because that's all I'm going to do. So next is Wallace Sampson from Harrogate Borough Council, who's going to talk more about why the council are backing this, and we're going to cut a ribbon, a virtual ribbon, something. So yeah, over to Wallace.
Thanks very much, Adam. Good evening, everyone. And I can't really say how delighted I am really to be here this evening for the launch of CoLab, and to be able to celebrate one of the initiatives that's come out of the council's economic growth strategy. The meeting that you're referring to, Adam, I remember it well. It was an initiative really that we set out to try and sort of communicate some of the core ambitions that we had from the council's economic growth strategy, and one of the central tenets of that was about how we seek to develop high growth opportunities for the many really sort of strong entrepreneurial businesses that exist within the Harrogate district. So some of you are probably wondering, why did we actually set out to develop CoLab? Well, as I said, we know that one of the many sort of economic challenges that we face within the district is that we have a high proportion of low-paid jobs and below-average economic activities. So one of the main opportunities that we thought that this would do was to help us address that and create much-needed, good-quality workspace within the district to attract and nurture businesses so that they could then go on to create really good value jobs. That was really the vision that underpinned what we were trying to do. So back in 2018, the council was successful in bidding for funding through the Leeds City Region Business Rates Pool. We secured just over £500,000 worth of funding, and that helped us to create the workspace that hopefully some of you have been able to see today. In particular, we decided that the workspace would focus on digital, tech and creative sector businesses, so that very much aligned with the areas that we identified within our Skills for Growth action plan. And that has been a really strong opportunity for us, really, to support those type of businesses. So it's a sector, I think, that's already strong within the Harrogate district. We've got employment growth from those businesses by about 80% in the last 5 years. Of the 7,500 people employed within this sector across the whole of North Yorkshire, 57% of those businesses actually are within the Harrogate district. So that we know that we are really rich in opportunity, but what we needed to do was to find somewhere that gave those businesses the opportunity to grow and flourish and thrive. But typically, the main challenges for many of these businesses are around how do they access finance, how do they recruit skilled talent, and how do they actually provide a platform to develop entrepreneurship. So it was our desire to respond to those challenges and provide the foundations for growth that gave us the idea and the concept for the CoLab. That's pretty much where it was born. So our vision for CoLab moving forward is to help develop what we call an ecosystem for digital, tech and creative businesses within the Harrogate district, so that we can help them to connect and collaborate with each other. You'll hear this term collaborate quite a lot. It is really an opportunity for them to be able to connect and to collaborate and to access expertise and experience from the people that actually are within that ecosystem and environment around them. We think that they are fantastic facilities. I hope you agree. And we hope that it enables the individuals and businesses that use it to really help them grow over the next few years. Yes, it's taken us a little bit longer than we expected to be able to get here, but that's largely because of the pandemic, and in particular the fact that Harrogate was very proud to host the Nightingale Hospital here in the town. So that has delayed things, but at the end of the day, we've completed it and we're here now, and we're really proud to be able to launch it today. It's already seen a fantastic level of interest from people, not just those wanting to take desk space actually, but also those that wanting to be part of this collaborative community. And it's really exciting to see that already developing here. So I'd just like to finish by saying a few thank yous, if you don't mind me doing that. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the political leadership within the council, and in particular, I think he's here, Graham Swift. In particular, Graham's support for this project that I do think has been unwavering, and Graham, it is appreciated the support that you and your political colleagues have given to us. Thanks also to the Leeds City Region Business Rates Pool. As I said, they gave us £540,000 worth of funding to be able to do this. And without that, to be honest, we couldn't have been able to make this happen. So we're really grateful for that financial support that we've had. Thanks to the users of the building. If there's any users of the building that are in here this evening, thank you to them as well. You can't do something like this without creating a degree of disruption, and the users of the building have been really supportive of what we've been trying to do, and have been really patient during all of the refurbishment work. So I'm really grateful to them for that. But I think most importantly, I do want to say thanks to our team here within the council, and particularly the team within the Place Shaping and Economic Growth team. We've got a fantastic bunch of people that work within Harrogate Borough Council, and I think that they've done us proud with this project in particular. So I'd just like to say, he's been up earlier, where is he? There. Thanks to Alistair Forbes, but also thanks to a range of colleagues that have been involved in this. There's been Nigel Thompson, Glenn Levison, Emma Guy, there's been Jonathan Dunk, there's been very much involved in giving oversight to it, and all of them have been really good at driving this project forward, which has culminated in the launch this evening. But also thanks to Emily McDowell and Sue Brandon for their support that they've given with the launch itself this evening. I really do believe that you've all done a really fantastic job, and you've done Team Harrogate proud, I have to say. And I think what you'll leave behind is a legacy of a really great platform for digital, tech and creative businesses to hopefully flourish and thrive over the next few years. So well done to you all, and thank you very much. So I'd just like to say, enjoy your walk round this evening. If you haven't had the chance to have a look at CoLab, please do so, and feel free to ask any questions from the team who are here this evening to help and support you. So thank you very much, and enjoy the evening.